Today, we've got a fun Valentine's theme flow. It's going to be around heart opening. We will need a set of blocks and a strap. If you'd like to use a pillow or something more cushiony underneath your knees, we'll do some things kneeling, but then we're going to get flowing and get up and standing. Good morning, Kate. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, for our fun Valentine's themed heart opening class today, let's go ahead and start in a child's pose. Draw your knees wide, sink your hips towards your heels. Reach your hands out long in front of you, just resting your forehead or your chin on the floor or a block. Let me turn off this heater. We decided to open up our windows last night and it was lovely sleeping in the cold, but forgot to set the thermostat to turn back on this morning. So now it's cranking, but it takes a little while to heat up. All right, just reach your fingertips out long. Maybe setting intention for class today. Love yourself, love others, kindness. Focusing here on your breath, deep inhales, belly rise on your inhales, belly falls on your exhales. Continuing with that breath, gently walk your hands over to the left side of your mat, maybe slightly off of your mat. You can keep your left hand in line with the right or find your left hand around towards your right hip to open up your left shoulder. Gently reach your left hand to meet the right. Walk your hands back through center, and this time over to the right side, maybe slightly off of your mat, feeling that stretch, this time all along the left side body. You can keep the right hand just where it's at, or if you'd like to open up your right shoulder, find your right hand around towards your left hip. And release your right hand to meet the left if it was binded. Walk your hands back through center. Tempt your fingers by pressing your finger pads into the floor, lifting your palms, lifting your forearms, your elbows. Gently lower your palms down if they were lifted. Bend your elbows, bringing your palms to touch at the crown of your head. Maybe gently drawing them to the nape of your neck for a deeper tricep stretch. Release your palms back down to the floor. Rise up by a tabletop position. Wrists directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hip. Tuck your toes, hammer your belly down towards your mat. Lift your gaze. Deep inhale. On your exhale, untuck your toes, press the earth away. Repeat this cat and cow with your breath a few more times. Deep inhale. Navel pulls towards your mat. On your exhale, think about creating space between your shoulder blades. One more time, just like that. Let it all go. Come back to a neutral spine. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the left side body. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale. This time, draw your right arm all the way under and through. Releasing your right cheek or ear towards the floor. Holding here and breathing. Let it all go. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, release your right hand under your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen your right leg straight back. Strong point through your right toes. Exhale, round your spine, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rainbow that right leg up and over to the outside of your left knee, hip, or ankle. Inhale, kick it straight back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rainbow up and over. To deepen this stretch, rock towards your right heel. To lessen the stretch, rock towards your toes or towards your wrist. Gently lower your right knee to the outside of your left knee, shin or ankle. You can keep your toes tucked or untuck your right toes. Press your hips back. Eagle legs. Gently rock forward, stack your shoulders over your hips, release your right knee under your right hip. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the right side body, hovering, holding. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, thread it all the way under and through, releasing your left cheek or ear towards the floor. Hold it here for one more breath. On your next inhale, reach your left arm high. Gently release your left hand under your left shoulder. Inhale, kick your left leg straight back. Strong point through your left toes. Exhale, round your spine, crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rainbow your left leg up and over to the outside of your right hip. Feeling that stretch all along the outside. Inhale, kick it straight back. Exhale, round, crunch it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rainbow that left leg up and over a little bit further. You can rock toward your toes to lessen that stretch. To deepen that stretch, you can rock toward your left heel. Wherever you're at, release your left knee to the outside of your right knee, shin, or ankle. You can keep your left toes tucked or untuck them, and then gently press your hips back. Eagle leg stretch here in tabletop. Gently rock forward. Release your left knee under your left hip. Tuck your toes and press your hips back. A little gentle stretch here for the back side of your feet. Gently rock forward, find your tabletop. Inhale, lengthen your right leg straight back. Exhale, round your spine, crunch in, hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Step your right foot in between your palms. You are welcome to use blocks here. Sorry for not cueing that beforehand, the top of your mat. From here, rise up, stack your shoulders over your hips, steeple grip, bind your hands, release your thumb and index fingers. Press your hips forward. Open up your chest, maybe lean back a little bit. On your exhale, draw your hips back, straighten your right leg. You can keep your arms up overhead, chest lifted, or come into a forward fold. Let's do that one more time on this side. Inhale, bend into that right knee. Rise up if you were forward fold previously. Feel that stretch in your left hip flexor. Hold it for the inhale. On your exhale, draw the hips back, straighten that right leg, maybe hinge forward. Your right foot can be planted. You're also welcome to flex your right foot, drawing your heel into the floor, lifting your toes. If you find you get the weebles and wobbles and you want a little more balance, you can always unbind your hands and place your hands on either side of your right foot on the floor on a block. Gently rock forward, bend into that right knee. Plant your hands on the floor on blocks, framing your right foot. Step your right foot back. Inhale, lengthen your left leg straight back. Strong point through your left toes. Exhale, round it in, crunch and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot in between your palms. Coming into a kneeling stance. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead, shoulders stacked over your hips. Bind your hands and then release your thumb and index finger, coming into a steeple grip. Maybe switching which thumb is on top of the other. Press your hips forward, open up that right hip. On your exhale, draw the hips back, straighten that left leg. Stay here, see how this feels. If you'd like, you can fold forward. Those left toes can be grounded, or you can flex your foot. I can't seem to keep my left foot on the floor on this side, so seeing how this side may feel different than the right side. One more time. Inhale, rise up, bend into that left knee. Those right toes can be tucked or flat on the floor. Really press your hips forward, open up that right hip. Chin and chest lifted. Exhale, hinge forward. Try to straighten that left leg. Maybe folding forward. You can always plant your hands on either side of that left foot. Hold it here for one more breath. Bend into that left knee. Hands frame your left foot. Step your left foot back. Coming back to your tabletop. From here, we're going to sink our hips towards our heels. So both arms up high overhead. We're going to find rabbit pose. So keeping your hips in towards your heels, fold forward the long spine. Coming all the way down, you can place your hands on the floor. You can also place your hands on blocks. Just like think a child's pose, but your knees are together. If it's not comfortable keeping your knees together, by all means feel free to create space Hold it here for one more breath. Really reach those fingertips long. Feel the back side of your body stretching. Feel your chest lengthening. Walk your hands gently towards your knees, still in that forward fold. Rise up, plant the blocks on either side of your hips or your heels. Keep your hands on those blocks at any setting, high, medium, or low, and then press your hips forward. Keep those shoulders pulled in. You can also place your hands underneath your hips, holding onto your heels if that's more comfortable. Hold it here for one more breath. Gently release your hands. Bring your hands to the sides of your mat. Draw your knees wide. We're going to find child's pose one more time. Sinking your hips towards your heels. Reach your palms out long, resting your forehead or chin onto the floor. We're going to rock forward. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Keep your heels in towards your hips. Lower down, elbows tucked in for 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Gently tap your toes. And then walk your feet into hip width. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders. Maybe walk them up just a little bit further. Press up, mini cobra. Release back down. One more time, press up, mini cobra. Release back down. Keeping your left hand boxed out, release your right arm long directly from your right shoulder. Wiggle out that right leg. All the way from your hip down to your toe. Come back to center. Lengthen your left leg up high. Stay here. If you want to deepen that stretch, rock towards your outside of your right hip. Stay here. Bend that left knee in front or behind your right leg, finding broken wing. You can just rest your right cheek or ear on the floor. You can reach your left arm high, your left leg high. Doing what feels good to you today on this side. Gently release your left hand and your left knee that was lifted. Rock back onto your belly, both hips, both shoulders press into the floor. Walk your right hand back onto your right shoulder. Press up, mini cobra. Just 1. Gently lower back down. Inhale, lengthen your left arm long directly from your left shoulder. Relax that left leg. I know we tend to keep it nice and tense. Wiggle your toes all the way up to your left hip. Keeping that right hand box out, relax your left leg, lift your right leg high. Stay here or rock onto your left hip. Stay here or bend that right knee behind or in front of your left leg. Just resting your left cheek or ear. You're welcome to extend your right arm, your right leg. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Gently draw your right foot and right hand back down there, lifted. Rock back onto your belly. Both hips, both shoulders, walk your left hand in, press up, mini cobra, release back down. Walk your hands to your lower rib cage, press up, full cobra. Option to keep the hips on the floor or lift your thighs for upward facing dog. Come through down dog or through tabletop, lifting your hips, pull out your heels. First downward facing dog this morning. Biceps frame your ears, gaze is towards your navel. Continuing to breathe here. Just gently pedaling out those heels. Keep all the props with you. Blocks. Strap is always welcome. Just gently pedaling out those heels. Lower both heels down towards the floor. Press the hips high. Lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, stack your hip. Try to lower your left heel a little bit closer as you keep that right knee bent. Square out your hips, kick your right leg straight back. Exhale, crunch it in, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to right elbow or wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, left elbow or left wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot in between your palms. From here, rise up, high crescent. Hinge forward. Keeping that bend in the right knee, arms overhead. Sweep the arms back as you bend into that left knee, straighten the right leg. Funky crescent. Open up the chest. Bend into that right knee, straighten the left leg, high crescent. Let's do that one more time. Exhale. Draw that right leg straight, left knee bent. Straighten that back leg, pivot your right toes, reach your right hand down, left arm up. Find your triangle. Holding here and breathing. Bend into that right knee, open up, warrior two. Big star, lift it up. Pivot your right toe, so both toes are bringing forward. Bend into your knees, bend into your elbows, find your goddess. Tap right elbow to right knee. Come through center, left side. Come through center one more time each side. Side to side crunch. Rise up, arms overhead, straighten the legs. Tee out the arms. Toes slightly turned in, hinge forward. Slowly coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Very nice. Coming all the way down. Release your hands to the floor or to blocks. Release your right hand to your left foot inside. Reach your left arm high. Forward fold with a twist. Release your left hand down. Walk your hands to the front. Release your left hand to the inside of your right foot on the floor on a block. Sweep your right arm high. Release your right hand down. Bend into that right knee. Find your Skadasana. Low side lunge. You can point, flex, or relax your left foot. You can keep your right hand down on the floor on a block. Keep your left arm high. Open up your wings. Release your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. We're going to pivot, finding a low lunge with a twist. So bend into that right knee, left legs are straight, both toes pointing forward. Left hand to the inside of your right foot on the floor on a block. Sweep your right arm high. Circle out your wrist. Circle out your shoulder forwards and backwards. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, put it under and through, left side body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, reach. Gently plant your right hand to frame your left foot. Set your props off to the side. Bend into that right knee as you step your left foot forward, coming into a forward fold. Hands to the floor. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or to blocks, crown of your head pulling to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly roll all the way up. Sweep both arms up high, standing mountain. Toe heel your feet to the outer edges of your mat. And you can swan dive forward if you want to challenge your balance. We're going to come into Malasana or Yogi Squat. Bring your hands to heart center. Bend into the knees, chest stays lifted. Make sure your stance is wide enough. You can always swan dive forward and then meet us in the Yogi Squat. Stay here. You can sway from side to side. By lifting one or both heels off of the floor. You can try open up your wings, keeping one hand down, one arm lifted. Maybe switching. Plant both your hands down to the floor or to blocks. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. Find your high plank. Lower down all the way. Full chaturanga. Option to lower your knees. Once you release down, untuck your toes. Press up. Mini cobra. Release down. Walk your hands to your lowest rib cage. Press up. Full cobra. Option to find upward facing dog. Lift your hips into downward facing dog. Gently pedal it out. Let's repeat that on the other side. Downward facing dog. Gently pedal it out. Gazes towards your thighs or your navel. Gently lower both the heels towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen, lift your left leg high. Bend your left knee, stack your hip. Try to lower your right heel close to the floor. It does not have to make contact. Keeping that right heel close to the floor. Kick your left leg straight back. Exhale, crunch it in, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to left elbow or wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Left knee to right elbow or wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step it through. Find your low lunge. Inhale, rise up. High crescent. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Hinge forward. As you sweep the arms back, straighten that left leg, bend into your right knee. Funky crescent. One more time. Inhale, high crescent. Hinge forward. Exhale. Drop back. You try to lift your shoulders and chest. Straighten that left leg, pivot your right toes, reach your left hand down, right arm up. Find your triangle. Bend into that left knee, find your warrior two. Inhale, lengthen, big star. Pivot your left toes so both feet are facing forward. Find your goddess, bend your elbows, bend your knees. Starting to the left side, crunch it to the left, come back through center, over to the right. One more time each side, beautiful. Center and to the right. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Turn your toes slightly inward, tee out the arms. With a long spine, fold forward. You can stay halfway. You can come down all the way, hands to the hips, hands to your thighs, floor, or to blocks. Holding here for a breath. Draw your left hand to the inside of your right foot, sweep your right arm high. For ball twist. Release your right hand down, walk your hands through center, over to the left side, right hand on the floor on a block inside of your left foot, sweep your left arm high. Gently release your left hand down, bend into that left knee, find your low lunge. Right leg remains straight, you can point, you can flex, you can circle out that right ankle, wiggle your toes. You can keep both hands on the floor or on blocks. You can keep your right hand down, left arm up. And switching. Release both hands down. We're going to pivot to that left side. Pivot both feet, hips in line. Holding here, keep your right hand on the inside of your left foot on the floor on a block, keep your left arm high. Circle out your left wrist. Circle out your shoulder. Maybe trying backwards first. I always start forward. Inhale, lengthen left arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the right side body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, sweep your left arm high. Gently plant your left hand to frame your left foot. Bend into that left knee, step your right foot to meet the left, coming into a forward fold. Just let your neck hang nice and loose here. Half lift, hands to shins. Back to that forward fold. Slowly roll all the way up. Head, neck, and shoulders are the last to arrive. Roll your shoulders down and back. Sweep both arms up. Toe heel your feet towards the outer edge of your mat. I'll just turn and face you guys this time. So your feet are nice and wide. They can be wider, they can be more narrow. You can always swan dive forward and meet us in Malasana by bending your knees, or you're welcome to bend the knees. Imagine you're sliding down a wall behind you. So keep your back nice and tall. If you widen your stance too much, walk those feet in. Likewise, if you made the stance too narrow, walk those feet out, do what you can. You can try rocking side to side. You can open your wings. Does not matter which side you start with. You can try lifting one or both heels at a time. Try to lower them down. From your Malasana, Starting with the left side, place both hands on the floor, step your left foot back, step your right foot back, high plank, optional lower the knees, lower all the way down. Untuck your toes, press up, mini cobra, release down, walk your hands to your lower rib cage, press up, full cobra. Option for upward facing dog. Find your downward facing dog, pedal it out. How are we feeling? Right, let's run through that one more time on each side. Bring my blocks over here. You all have a nice luxury of not having to change sides. Never want to have my back to you all. All right, pedal out those heels. Inhale, lengthen your right leg high. Bend your right knee, stack your hip. Maybe lower that left heel. Scratch your hips, kick your right leg straight back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Stay here or kick your right leg through, lift your left arm up, fall in triangle. Release your left hand. Kick your right leg straight back. Exhale, tuck your knee into your nose. Hold it for 3, 2. Step your right foot between your palms. Find your focus. Inhale, rise up, high crescent. Hinge forward. Sweep the arms back or hold the arms high. Bend into that left knee, straighten the right. Option to release the hands. You can combine the movements or do one at a time. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Bend into the back leg. Maybe add the arms. Begin towards the ceiling, challenge your balance. Straighten that left leg, pivot your left toes. Reach your right hand down, left arm up. Find your triangle. Hold it here, pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1. Hold it low, bend into that right knee. Tee out the arms, palms facing down. Find extended side. So release your right hand to your right thigh, left arm to your left ear. Hold it here for one more breath. Come back to your warrior 2. Tee out the arms. Straighten that right leg, find your big star. Pivot your right toes forward. Bend into your elbows and knees. Find your goddess. Pulse it for 3. That's 2. Hold it low. Right side. Come through center, left side. Try to keep that top shoulder stacked over the bottom. Avoid rolling forwards. One more time to the left. Nice. Inhale, big star. Tee out the arms. Slowly turn your toes inward just a smidge. From here, forward fold, long spine. Coming down as low as you like. You can keep your hands on your hips, staying halfway. Let's find a ragdoll here. Grab opposite elbows. Let your neck hang nice and loose, whether you're super low to the floor or halfway. And just sway side to side. If you don't know if you're letting your neck hang loose enough, try shaking your head yes. Try shaking your head no. Everything gently swaying. Release your hands towards the floor or to the mat. Bring your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Sweep your left arm high. Release your left hand. Walk your hands through center, left hand to the inside of your right foot. Sweep your right arm high. Release your right hand down. Bend into that right knee. Find your low lunge. Any variation here. You can stay up nice and tall, challenging your balance, bringing your hands at heart center. You can open up your wings. You can try the funky side. Hold it here for one more breath. Draw your hands down to the floor. We're going to walk our hands to the top of the mat and we're going to pivot our toes, pivot your hips. So both toes facing in front of your mat. Low lunge. Keep your left hand on the floor on a block. Sweep your right arm high. Add in that twist. Circle out your wrist. I'm going to do it backwards first this time. Maybe draw a circle back and forward, and then reverse that direction. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the left side body. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, thread. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, release your right hand to the outside of your right foot. Hold that weight into the right foot. Step your left foot to meet the right. Coming into that forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins. Come back to that forward fold. Slowly roll all the way up. Hands last to lift. Toe heel your feet towards the outer edge of your mat. Swan dive forward or hands at heart center as you lower down. Finding your malasana. Maybe your knees are pressed open from your elbows. Do what you can here. Have fun with it. Maybe try opening up your wings. Maybe try lifting one toe. You can try the other toe. You can try both toes. Lower both the heels if they are lifted. From your malasana, place both hands on the floor. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. Find your flow. Lowering all the way down. This time, come right into full cobra. Press the hips up. Find your downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Let's repeat that same flow. And of course, you all know if there's anything that I added in or anything from the original flow that you're like, yep, not feeling it today, take it out. Do what you can. This is your flow. Gently pedal out the heels. Lower both heels towards the floor. Biceps frame your ears. Inhale, lengthen your left leg straight up. Bend your left knee, stack your hip, lower that right heel. Square out your left hip. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Stay here. Option to kick it through. Reach your right arm out, fall in triangle. Release your right hand down. Take your left leg straight back. Exhale, crunch in, hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot in between your palms. Find your focus, find your balance. Inhale, rise up. High crescent. Bend into that back knee. Straighten your front. Option to sweep the arms. Funky crescent. Inhale, press it forward. Exhale, draw it back. Maybe get up. Inhale, press it forward. Pivot your right toes, straighten your left leg. Find your triangle. Left arm down, right arm up. Stay here, pulse it for 3. That's 2. Last 1. Hold it low. Bend into that left knee. Find your warrior 2. Shoulders stacked over your hips. Hold it here for a breath. Release your left hand down to your left thigh. Find your extended side. Really lengthen that right side body. From your right fingertips down to your right toes. Inhale, come back to your warrior 2. Big star. Straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Pivot your left toes. Bend into your elbows and your knees. Find your goddess. Pulse it for 3, 2, and 1. Hold it low, starting to the left side. Crunch it over. Back through center, right side. Don't forget to stack that top shoulder, avoid rolling forwards. One more time to the right. And center. Rise up, find your big star. Turn your toes slightly inward. Tee out the arms. Forward fold with a long spine. Come halfway. Come all the way. Hands to your hips, hands to your thighs, floor or blocks. Grab opposite elbows and just sway. Release any tension in your hips and your lower back. Letting everything go. Wide-legged forward fold. You're doing a lot of chest opening poses, so we want to make sure not to neglect the back side. Gently sway back through center. Walk your hands over to the right foot. Release your left hand to the inside of your right foot on the floor to block. Sweep your right arm high. Gently release your right hand. Walk your hands through center. This time to your left foot on the floor on a block. Sweep your left arm high. Release your left hand. Stay to that left side. Bend into your left knee. Holding that right leg straight. Point, flex. Wiggle out your right toes. Nice. You can challenge your balance, bringing your hands to heart center, staying up nice and tall. You can keep one hand down. You can try the funky side. Same arm, same leg down, opposite arm up. Wherever you're at, hold it for one more breath. Gently lower your hands to the floor. Draw your hands to the top of your mat. Lower your right foot, pivot your toes, both hips, both feet in line, keeping your right hand on the floor on a block inside your left foot, sweep your left arm high. Low lunge with a twist. Circle out your wrist, maybe your shoulder backwards and forwards. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the right side body. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, reach your left hand to the floor or to blocks, bringing your left foot. Make sure you have plenty of space on the right side. Really weigh into that left foot. Step your right foot to meet the left, coming into a forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly roll all the way up. Head is last to lift, roll the shoulders back. Sweep the arms up high. Toe heel your feet to the distance that you would like. Swan dive forward or slide down that imaginary wall behind you. Finding your Malasana, yogi squat. We'll stay here for a few breaths, and then we'll cool it down. You can sway. Feel free to open up your wings. You can even come to a bind. By bringing one hand under your thigh, the opposite around the same hip. Great opportunity for a strap here. I cannot reach without a strap. Hold it here, a few more breaths. All right, gently plant your hands to the floor to blocks. Step your left foot back, step your right foot back. Gently lower your knees down. Walk your hands, come back to that tabletop. Lower your left or right hip. And then come to a comfortable seated position. Grab a block between your palms, knees bent or legs straight, shoulders stacked over your hips. Reach the block up overhead. Reach the block forward. Slowly roll back. Just think there's no such thing as too slow. Lower back, middle back, upper back. And when you get there, head, neck, and shoulders on the floor. Tap that block overhead. Draw that block back over your shoulders. We're going to roll up using the upper abs here as you roll all the way up. When you get there, shoulders stacked over your hips. Draw that block overhead. Draw it forward. Bring those blocks just slightly behind your rib cage. Plant your forearms on the block and then lower all the way down. I won't make you do any more roll backs and roll forwards. Set the blocks off to the side. Draw your knees into your chest. Curl yourself into a tight ball. And just rolling side to side. Allowing your lower back to sink into that mat. Your head can be tucked or head, neck, and shoulders just relaxed on the floor. Gently roll back to center. Release your head, neck, and shoulders if they were lifted, keeping your knees tracking towards the outside of your shoulders, grabbing the back side of your thighs, drawing the soles of your feet to the ceiling. You can also grab the outer knife edge of each foot, coming into happy baby. Maybe rolling side to side. To center, keeping your left knee in towards your left shoulder, avoiding your ribcage. Extend your right leg long. Single leg, happy baby. Release your left heel to your left hip, binding your hands just gently on your left shin. Flex through your right foot to draw your right calf closer to the floor. It does not have to touch. Point, flex, circle out your left ankle, wiggle your toes. Relax your left foot. With your right hand, gently guide your left knee through the center and continuing to draw that left knee over to the right side of your body. That left knee can be hovering, it can tap the floor, it can be on a block. You're welcome to keep your gaze to the center of the ceiling or gently look over your left shoulder. Maybe extend your left arm long. Supine twist. Gently come back to center, keeping your left knee in towards your left shoulder, gently binding your hands. Draw a few circles with your left hip. Release the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg. Can be anywhere, your right thigh, your knee, your calf, and just let it go, recline tree. If you're holding any tension in that left knee or in your hips, find it and let it go. Notice the difference once you melt into the mat. Gently bend both knees. Feet are flat on the floor. Walk your heels in towards your hips. Reach your left leg long. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex your left foot to protect your knee. Hands by your hips. Give me one glute bridge. Lift and lower. Allow your knees to fall over to the left. Come back through center, over to the right. Back through center. Extend your left leg up to the ceiling. Plant your left foot, draw your knees into your chest. Come back to that tight ball, head, neck, and shoulders lifted or on the floor. Lifted and release it to the floor, keeping your knees tracking to the outside edge of each shoulder. Continuing to grab the back side of your thighs or the outer edge of each foot, finding your happy baby. Maybe rolling from one side to the next. Gently rock back to center, keeping your right knee into your right shoulder. Extend your left leg long. Flex through your left foot to draw your left calf closer to the floor. Does not have to touch. Release the bind of your right foot and bind your hands just on your right shin. Coming into wind removing pose. As you point, flex, circle out your right ankle. Using your left hand, gently guide the outside of your right knee over to the left side of your body. That right knee can hover and tap the floor or a block. You're welcome to gaze up towards the ceiling or over your right shoulder. Supine twist on this side. Keep that right knee into your right shoulder, bind your hands one more time, and draw a few circles here with your right knee, rotating that right hip. Release the bind of your right knee and allow the sole of your right foot to come anywhere along the inside of your left leg. You're using the floor as a splint, so here you can actually place your right foot directly inside of your left knee for recline tree. Relax your left thigh, relax both hips, relax your right knee. Draw your right knee to the ceiling, planting your right foot. Step your left foot to meet the right. Reach your right leg high, flex through your right foot, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, hands by your hips, 1 figure 4 glute bridge lift, and lower. Allow your knees to fall over to the right, come back through center, over to the left. Gently come back to center, land your right foot next to your left, grab a block at any setting, low, medium, or high. Lift your hips and plant that block underneath your hips. Supported bridge. Gently lifting one leg at a time up towards the ceiling. You can reach your hands towards your toes. You can point, flex, circle out your wrists and ankles. Everything moving, all class. Allowing your shoulders, your heart, your chest to melt into the mat. Gently lowering one or both feet at the same time to the floor. Both feet are planted. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, and then reach your legs out long. Heels touch, toes fall open, arms by your side, pinkies in, thumbs out, or any final resting pose for your Shavasana. Allowing yourself to completely melt into your mat. And wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe noticing your belly rise, belly fall with your breath. Tuck your knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll a few times along your spine before coming up to a comfortable seat. Rock as many times as you'd like. And then meeting us in a comfortable seated position. Maybe rock your hips side to side, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep both arms up high. Exhale, release your right hand to your left, your left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center, arms overhead. Exhale, left hand to right knee, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, twist and look a little bit deeper over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back through center, arms overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift your gaze. By drawing your shoulder blades down and back, spread your fingertips wide. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale one more time. Lift your elbows, cactus your arms. Inhale, arms overhead, gazes forward. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you each and every week. I wish you all a wonderful weekend ahead. Happy Valentine's Day. Namaste. And I missed each and every one of you last week. You all know I don't